Did you know that some of the greatest civilizations in history weren't just built on wisdom, art, and innovation, but also on secrets so dark that ancient rulers tried to erase them from memory? Behind pyramids, temples, and legendary empires exist records of human sacrifice, mass deception, genetic experiments, social manipulation, and entire populations quietly erased. These are not myths. They are carved into stone, buried in tombs, and hidden inside ancient texts. Tonight we're uncovering the top 10 darkest secrets of ancient civilizations, 2026 update. And as we move closer to number 1, you'll notice a disturbing pattern. The more powerful the civilization, the more extreme the secret it tried to hide. Number 10, the Maya blood rituals, Mesoamerica. The Maya were masters of astronomy, architecture, and mathematics. But behind their brilliance was a ritual system fueled by blood. Mayan rulers believed the gods required human blood to keep the universe in balance. Elite nobles pierced their tongues, ears, and even genitals to draw blood during sacred ceremonies. In times of crisis, drought, war, eclipse, human sacrifices followed. Archaeological digs have uncovered mass burial pits, decapitated skeletons, sacrificial altars stained with residue. This wasn't rare. It was state policy. And those who refused were usually the next offering. Number 9. The Roman child burial scandal, Italy. For centuries, Romans were admired for law, engineering, and civilization. But beneath some Roman villas and bathhouses, archaeologists found something horrifying. The skeletons of infants, dozens at a time. Investigations revealed these were not plague victims. They were likely victims of infanticide. In ancient Rome, unwanted newborns were often abandoned or killed, especially girls, especially disabled infants. Some were buried secretly beneath homes to avoid public attention. This wasn't illegal. It was socially tolerated. Rome's greatness was built partly on a silent population that never got to grow up. Number 8. The Egyptian tomb curses were real. Popular culture treats curses as superstition, but Egyptian tombs contained actual warning texts designed to terrify intruders. And sometimes, they worked. Ancient inscriptions threatened sickness, madness, death to anyone who disturbed the dead. But beyond belief, there was a practical layer. Tombs were sealed with toxic mold, arsenic compounds, mercury vapors. Modern scientists believe many early tomb raiders died from biological poisoning, not magic. The curse wasn't supernatural, it was chemical warfare, and it was designed deliberately. Number 7. The Aztec mass sacrifice system, Mexico. The Aztecs built one of the most advanced cities of the ancient world. Tenochtitlan, canals, markets, stone pyramids, astronomy, mathematics. But at the center of their empire stood a ritual machine fueled by death. Human sacrifice was not symbolic. It was industrial. Historical records and skeletal remains show that thousands of captives were sacrificed every single year. During the dedication of the Great Pyramid of Tenochtitlan, Spanish accounts describe over 20,000 people killed in a single multi-day ceremony. Priests cut open chests with obsidian blades, hearts were removed while still beating, bodies were thrown down the pyramid steps. This was not random violence. It was a political tool. Sacrifice reinforced fear, loyalty, and divine authority. The empire didn't just rule land, it ruled terror. Number 6. The Spartan child selection, Greece. Sparta is remembered as a warrior paradise, discipline, honor, strength. But behind that image was a system built on eugenics. Newborn babies were inspected by elders. If a child was judged weak, deformed, or sickly, they were taken away. Many were abandoned in the mountains, exposed to the elements, left to die. This wasn't cruelty in secret. It was law. The state decided who deserved to live. Sparta didn't raise warriors, it engineered them, and thousands of children never survived the selection. Number 5. The Qin Dynasty, book burnings, China. The first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang, unified the nation with force and fear. But one of his darkest acts was not military. It was intellectual. He ordered the burning of books that didn't align with his ideology. Philosophy, history, poetry, science. Scholars who resisted were buried alive. This wasn't censorship, it was cultural genocide. An entire generation of knowledge was erased deliberately to control how future citizens thought. Modern historians believe we lost irreplaceable records about ancient science, medicine, and philosophy because of this purge. The emperor didn't just conquer land, he conquered memory. Number 4. The Assyrian Terror Doctrine, Mesopotamia. The Assyrians didn't hide their brutality, they advertised it. Stone reliefs carved into palace walls show prisoners being flayed alive, impaled on stakes, and stacked in piles of severed heads. These were not symbolic images. They were policy announcements. Ancient Assyrian kings deliberately used terror as a military strategy. When a city resisted, its population was massacred publicly. Survivors were enslaved. Leaders were executed in ritualistic ways designed to traumatize witnesses. The message was simple: surrender or be erased. This psychological warfare was so effective that many cities surrendered without a single battle. The Assyrian Empire didn't just conquer land, it conquered fear itself. Number 3. The Moche sacrifice rituals, Peru. Long before the Inca, the Moche civilization ruled parts of Peru. They were master engineers and artists. But their art tells a different story. Ceramics, murals, and skeletal remains show ritual combat ending in human sacrifice. Captured warriors were stripped, bled, and executed in ceremonial processions. Their blood was collected in cups and offered to elite rulers. Archaeologists discovered mass graves containing bound and decapitated bodies. DNA analysis shows these were not criminals. They were ritual victims selected for religious reasons. This wasn't chaos, it was choreography, a system where death was used as political theater. Number 2. The Inca child sacrifice rituals, Capacocha, South America. The Inca Empire is remembered for roads, architecture, and one of the most organized societies in human history. But behind that greatness was a ritual that still chills archaeologists today. It was called Capacocha. Children, often between the ages of 6 and 15, were selected from noble families. They weren't kidnapped, they were offered, chosen because they were considered pure, perfect, and worthy of the gods. The children were dressed in fine clothes, fed luxurious meals, and taken on long journeys up into the Andes Mountains. At the summit, they were sedated with alcohol and coca leaves, then buried alive, or left to freeze to death as offerings to the gods. Modern scientists discovered their frozen bodies perfectly preserved at high altitudes. CT scans showed peaceful facial expressions, not because it was painless, but because they were drugged into unconsciousness. This wasn't a rogue cult, it was state religion, and it continued for centuries. The empire didn't just conquer land, it sacrificed its own future to maintain divine order. Number 1. The Carthaginian child sacrifice, Tophet, North Africa. At number 1 stands a secret so horrifying that historians debated it for over 100 years. Did Carthage really sacrifice children? For a long time, scholars said no. They claimed ancient Roman writers exaggerated the story as propaganda. Then archaeologists uncovered Tophets, sacred burial grounds filled with urns containing the burned remains of infants and toddlers, thousands of them. Inscriptions found nearby referenced offerings to the gods Baal and Tanit. DNA analysis confirmed. These were not miscarriages. These were healthy children. The pattern of burns showed they were ritually killed. The age distribution matched ceremonial sacrifice, not natural death. This wasn't hidden, it was religious duty. Parents believed sacrificing their child would bring prosperity, protection, or victory in war. Carthage wasn't secretly dark. It was openly ritualistic about death. An entire civilization normalized the idea that killing its youngest was an acceptable transaction with the gods. Some of these secrets were written in stone. Some were buried in sand. Some were erased from official history. But all of them share one truth. Ancient civilizations were not just glorious. They were dangerous. They built wonders. They created laws. They shaped humanity, and they did it by crossing moral lines we still struggle to understand today. If these dark truths changed how you see history, hit like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. Because the next civilizations we explore will reveal secrets even deeper, even stranger, and even harder to believe. History doesn't just remember greatness, it remembers what greatness cost.